I'm Gabrielle Pantera, and I am here with Dave Fennoy, actually a very old friend of mine as well.
Absolutely.
And he does voiceover. I happen to know that you're the voice of Hulu. Oh, sorry, we're not supposed to tell anybody. Oh, okay.
Actually, the secret's out.
I know. I think that is fantastic.
Me too. About 45 million people every day hear me introduce whatever their show. Well, actually, I don't introduce the shows so much as I tell them who the show is being sponsored by.
That is a great gig.
It is a great gig.
How did you get into voiceover?
The real answer is lifelong.
Okay.
My mother was a school teacher, reading specialist. She made sure that I spoke well and read well. I used to read signs. You know, we'd be driving through my hometown of Cleveland. It's still there, isn't it?
Yes, Cleveland is.
And she'd have me read signs and whatnot. I was an actor at a community theater, Caribou House. And I got into music, but in high school I was part of the theater program, president of the Players Society, and became a theater major in school. Went for a couple of years, quit, went on the road as a musician, went back to school, finished up in music, got married, and became a disc jockey. And read a lot of commercials as a disc jockey,
right.
Which some might say really isn't voiceover work. But while I was a disc jockey, a friend of mine, another jock, was leaving the station. Hey man, where you going? And I'm going over to the city to cut some commercials. I'm doing some voiceover work, and you know I make more money at that than I do on the air. And a little bulb went off. Voiceover. Wow. And 2 years later, I actually made an attempt to get in the business, and I got some information, took some classes, put together a really bad tape, sent it over to an agent in San Francisco who must have laughed when they heard it. And 6 weeks later, when they finally called me back, I was expecting a call like moments after they got the tape, but and she said, well, you know, you got a little talent, but all these commercials that you did from the radio, not happening, and we don't need it to be 6 minutes long. So I started taking some classes with some bona fide people up in the Bay Area, learned the craft a little bit, and was fortunate enough to be in a class with an agent from Los Angeles who said, you know, kid, you're kind of talented. If you ever decide to come to LA, look us up, and we'd like to represent you. And at the time, I was a morning man at one of the top stations in town. Yeah, sure, I'll do that, sure. Yeah, cool. And a couple months later, they fired the whole staff, as they are wont to do in radio.
Yep.
And I called her up and said, listen, were you serious? Because I need something. And came down to LA with a new demo tape and started my voiceover career.
So I know you do character voices. Would you like to do maybe one or two? You can do the new one that you were.
Well, what's the new one that
The bird.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, those are just noises that I do. But there's like.
I love it.
Or my whistle alien character.
You were at the BAFTAs.
I was nominated for Best Performance in a Video Game at the BAFTA Awards, the British Academy of Television, or British Academy of Film and Television Arts.
Yes.
And got to fly to London for the ceremony, and didn't win. The Walking Dead game that I played the lead character Lee Everett in.
Right.
Won more than 90 Game of the Year awards. Got me nominated several times as Performer of the Year. I've taken home some of the hardware. And it has been just a joyous part of my career that I never expected.
Good. So that's voiceover. What panel are you on?
I'm on a couple panels. I forget. I think I'll be on the first panel.
At 11 a.m.
At noon.
Live from the red carpet.
Live from the red carpet. I think we'll be talking about booth announcing, which I have also done. I've had the good fortune of doing a lot of different things in voiceover.
You're that deep voice.
For a lot of years, I was the yearly announcer at the NAACP Image Awards, which one of my all-time favorite gigs. But I've done the Billboard Music Awards, the American Music Awards, the Teen Choice Awards, and a bunch of other award shows that don't necessarily make it to television. So I'll talk a little bit about being that booth announcer, having the headphones here and all those voices in your head and waiting for your cue. Cue announce, and then making sure that you get it right and don't make any mistakes.
Because it's live.
Because it's live.
And what else is coming up for you?
Well, more of same. I will continue with Hulu. I will be doing some games. You know, they always make you sign these non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah.
But I have a very important part, Vol'jin, on the Worlds of Warcraft game for you Worlds of Warcraft fans.
And I think one last question will be, what is your best recommendation for someone who is just starting out in voiceover? What is the one piece of advice you would give that they should do?
Well, one, because it's here and now, they should come to that's voiceover. One, to get to know some people, get the ether, be in the air, breathe it in, take classes, find bona fide teachers. There are very many of them out there.
You're one of them too.
I do teach from time to time. I'm not actually teaching right now. I'm doing some guest teaching in some places. But there are going to be some great voiceover instructors there that you can't go to a better place to learn about voiceover than that's Voiceover.